Here is the latest from HNSN.
Breaking one inside the 10 and touchdown.
Welcome back to another week of college football top 12 updates. The college football playoffs is starting to take shape as December 20th and 21st is only less than 2 months away. Things are starting to heat up. Let's do a quick rundown for week 9. Not many banger matchups this past week. However, we got some close calls in some matchups. We start off with Notre Dame rolling Navy 51-14, giving Navy their first loss of the season. BYU over UCF 37-24. Texas A&M takes down LSU 38-23. I guess you could say this was the only upset, but not really an upset, if you get what I'm saying. The SEC is a gauntlet, and you never know who might get cut on a weekly basis. The U in Miami had no issues with the Noles 36-14. We had 2 close calls in the next 2 games. Texas squeezes with the advantage over Vanderbilt 27-24, and Ohio State did the exact same over Nebraska 21-17. Drew Allar suffered a knee injury as Penn State defeats Wisconsin 28-13. They have a huge matchup against Ohio State this weekend as they host that at Happy Valley. Let me say this, that is going to be one big game, and a very loud one at that, with all those white towels or pom-poms or whatever you want to call it. It's going to be a banger, no doubt. But Drew is listed as uncertain right now, and they will need him in this game. Hey Drew, if you ever hear this, put your Willis Reed knee brace on and get it done. Let's see if you're a Lion. Show me your knee. Last game this past week, Oregon quack attacks the non-fighting Illini 38-9 and remains number 1 in the AP polls. Speaking of polls, Colorado made significant rankings at 23 this past weekend. They are officially bowl eligible at 6 wins and 2 losses. They really should be 7-1, to be honest. Kansas State was a game they should have won, in my honest opinion. That might hurt them later. However, they go from 1-11 to 4-8 and now 6-2 in under 3 years. 2 years under Coach Prime. They have a very, very, very favorable schedule ahead. They could finish 10-2, which would be a remarkable accomplishment and make their push to get into the Big 12 championship. The path to that is viable, but they're going to need some help. Iowa State and Kansas State currently stand in their way at the moment. If you don't know, now you know. This is college football, and anything is possible. Anything can happen. We would love to see them in the college football playoff. That will be historic and epic at the same time. Can you imagine guys like Travis Hunter and Shedeur out there under those bright lights? Trust me, they would do more than just show up. However, the only way they get in is if they win the Big 12, and that starts with controlling their own destiny, beating Texas Tech in Texas on November 9th. It's November 10th if you're in Singapore. Heisman candidates Travis Hunter, Shedeur Sanders, Coach Prime, and company have their hands full, so we shall see what unfolds next. Other big games in the top 12. Even though Florida is not a threat this season, the Georgia-Florida annual showdown in Jacksonville is always a great atmosphere. The Dogs versus the Gators going down this weekend in Duval. The last time I witnessed this in person was back when the Jacksonville Landing was still there, a long time ago. By the way, that place used to be filled to the sky with red, black, white, blue, and orange. Michigan versus Oregon could be a banger. Ann Arbor is never an easy task. And lastly, we have only 8 undefeated teams left. Army, Pittsburgh, Indiana, Iowa State, BYU, the U, and Oregon. Who will fall first? Tune into next week and we will let you know right here on the College Football Top 12 Updates on HNSN's latest.